Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Lee from Magnetic North Adventures, and today I'm going to do a bit of a walk around an area. It was very famous for quarries, old mills, a bleach works, a lead smelting works, and it's, I feel, quite an important area. And I'm in Lumsdale near Matlock. Nature's own footpaths, natural, rocky and beautiful, also slippery, and care is to be taken. The sound of Derbyshire, natural running waters, peace and quiet, tranquility. So this is the area we're in. Bentley Brook, Lumsdale, near Matlock. So we've got, this is the area, got sites of bone mills, stepping stones, there's old quarries. So here's some of the history. So where I'm going down here, the paths are quite muddy and slippery as you'd expect, so care must be taken when in the area. So that's basically what I have to deal with. So you can all see it's not all plain sailing, it's not easy at times, but it is enjoyable walks and it makes it worth the while. So down here we're coming down into the historical areas. Now all this area, it had mills, lead works, things like that, and just here you've got first ruin of a building. And around all that bit as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go this way down through the old gateway, and then I'll show you some of the site. There is not a great deal above ground. There are these ruins here. You can see where the buildings used to once stand. And again on this side. And you've just read the history about them, but for anyone joining us, these date from the 1800s. So right now I'm on the pathway between the buildings, just there. This would have seen quite a lot of activity, a lot of people working in the area. And just here, beautiful ivy and moss covering. And just here, the remains of where the gate hinge would have been. So this is the brook itself down there. And then just up here again, you've got a dam wall, which I'll show you that. It has been breached and you have got water coming down the side of it. But many years ago, the water would not have flown directly over the side. It would have been held at the top, and then we released every so often for the water mills in the area. and that would have powered the water wheels. So here we are. This is the pool behind the dam, well, in front of the dam, and you can see on the side there the blocks where it's been breached. So this is the brook, and that up there is known on the map as Bottle Tip, and you can see the evidence in the water. Bits of pottery, bits of plates, bits of bottles. So yeah, I do feel that that would be an okay area to mudlark. As you can see, there's bits washed out and discarded. So you never know what's going to be in there. Building fragments, old batteries. All sorts of things, tiles. So again, you've got another footpath going up that way. You've got some stepping stones down here as well. And the upper pond is up that way. Wheat mills and that a bit further down. But as you can see, there's pottery washed absolutely everywhere down there. So it probably does go as far as the dam itself, the mill pond at the bottom. So the water's a bit higher today. I've got across, so I'm going to get wet feet. Right here is where I'm going to get wet feet. Not too bad. I'm glad I've got waterproofs on. So you got this old boundary stone, and it was once a gate, and that went up to that woodland up there, which is where the quarry was. A local quarry to make dry stone walls like these you see in the field at the side. And it's known that this particular area was a pack route to bring stone up and down into the valley at the bottom where we've just come from. So as you come up, you've got beautiful wild flowers just there. Moss covered trees. And as you can see, there's water running down the slope naturally as well. So with the particular bottle dump that was shown earlier, it is now a nature reserve and there is no public right of way into that area. So please respect the area, stay out of it, but it's there, it's on the map, it's part of the archaeology trail. So it's there, preserved for future generations, if they choose to go through it and dig it at a later date. So as we get to the top of the hill, it flattens out. You've got all these packed stones and small avenue of trees, and just at the top of the ridge is a stone quarry that was worked in the 1800s, early 1800s sort of date. Hello, there you go. I ain't got a note for you. And a path goes that way and up to the tops where the quarry is, up there. Now as you look around, you've got Ryber Castle, Matlock in the distance. Spectacular views. So the path goes that way, and it goes through the wood. It also goes down that way. I'm going to take a nice scenic route through the wood. It's also a lot easier to walk. So if I go that way, there is actually some carvings on some stones, initials of people that's been here previously. So yes, this path here seems to be a lot more easy going, not full of rubble and stones, and it's nicely compact soil and plant matter from the leaves and mosses and ferns. So just down there, that would have been the steep slope, the rocky one coming up, just there. So this is high up on the plateau, just here. You can see all the path below, and you've got this area here that's been dug out. I don't know what the function of that was, but there would be storage areas up here, and then if you go up that way, it goes to another quarry at the very top, and some more that way. So we're just coming up to where the carved stones are now. Got this one, just some initials, people that maybe came up here, maybe worked here, we don't know. Got another large stone there. That one looks like it's had carvings, eroded now. But yes, all this is the natural stone that was quarried in this area. And local walls, buildings, things like that. Most we've gone down into Matlock Bath, where I've done previous walks. Goes up into those quarries up there, and it goes around. Now this path, it's the very same path that horses would have brought the stone down, and pack mules. It is rather windy up here, but sheltered at the same time. It's nice and peaceful. You've got this feature here, which may have been something. I don't know on that one. I don't know the history of this area too well, but it would certainly be a good emergency shelter. Back to the muddy mess. It's nature, you expect it. So you got more stone, things like that, and it goes all different ways. It's a very large complex. I'm going to take this route, and a moment ago, just walking and looking, I found this, the remains of a cap badge, World War One, World War Two. The Rifle Brigade, I think it is. So just up here on this side path, there is a bit of improvement with some stones put down, but I've just come across a piece of industrial heritage, and it's some sort of drum, cast iron drum. That's probably going to be from the 1800s. And just here we've got an entry into an area, and again you've got some quarry holes there, maybe for test pitting, see where there's more stone. There are a lot of quarries up here. It would make a very nice walk for anybody in the area. It's very peaceful, it's tranquil. You can hear the birds singing. Obviously the mud squelching under your feet. And again, you've got another feature just here. That may have been a building that's collapsed. What's more, quarries that way. So as you can see, these would have been very extensive areas of working. It's unknown how many people worked here or exactly when they worked here, but I do feel this would have been quite a busy and important area. And just there you've got another terrace, so there are evidence of buildings that's been up here. Some of those buildings could have been tool sheds, some could have been where dynamite used to be stored for blasting the quarry, but a lot of this quarry would have been mined by hand, and picks, axes, hammers and wedges. And now you've got this piece up here, it's almost like a buttress, and then it goes around here all different ways. It does get steep in many areas, so bear that in mind if you are coming on this walk. And as you can see, there's a lot more quarries all around. Trees have grown on top of the old stone, so it shows just how long this place has been abandoned. And this is the highest part of the quarries. I've climbed quite a height, and there's the buttress just there. So as you pan around, the areas in the quarry floor, they're riddled with holes, so that there is a lot of old workings in the centre as well. It's not recommended to go around there. Please stick to the footpaths, and that's why I'm not going down there myself. So there's another quarry up that way, and as you come down the old path, which was the workers' path and the transport route of stone, you can see there's a whole new housing estate being built at the side, and on that side very soon there's going to be another housing estate. So land is shrinking, and these history areas are likely to disappear over time. So it's always worth checking areas out, and if you want to see an area and it's in an urban zone, I highly recommend seeing the areas before they're redeveloped. So I'm on another path, and it's going downhill from the other side of the quarry. It is a fair steep but flattish pathway, but it is slippery in parts. So I do feel that this particular walk would not be suited for anybody that's deemed disabled. I'm struggling a bit on the walks with how slippery it is, but I'm going to keep going, keep bringing sights and places for you all to see. I'm hoping at some point soon there'll be another venture, maybe mudlarking, when the water levels go down again. But for now there'll certainly be a lot more walks, history tours, things like that.